This is, stranger than fiction. This is envy, betrayal, greed, money, almost friendship. No, it's not friendship.
No.
And the best part, it also includes the California lottery.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Hello, everybody. I am so pleased to have my co-host, sidekick, wife, whatever you may want to call her, here with us today. And today we are talking about some wild stuff.
Yeah, I really like this case, actually. This is the one that gets my friends, my parents. It's the only one that they ask about.
This case is about a tale as old as time. It is about, this is what authors strive for. Mm-hmm. This is, stranger than fiction. This is envy, betrayal, greed, money, almost friendship. No, it's not friendship.
No.
And the best part, it also includes the California lottery.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So this case that we're talking about today, it was, my client's name was Lyncho. He is, at the time, must have been in his late 60s, early 70s, dude from Mexico. And
super nice guy.
Oh, just lovely, lovely human. Salt of the earth. Like this is what makes the world. He is who makes the world go around.
Yeah.
What makes the world go around. So, about in the mid '80s or so, Lyncho had his good buddy Guero, and Guero, they were kind of drinking buddies until Lyncho stopped. And then they just kind of, throughout time, they were just kind of friends. Lyncho didn't ever learn how to speak English, so he would always rely on Guero, who would, they go to restaurants, go anywhere. Guero would translate. He was always there. They were always good buddies. Lyncho could always rely on Guero. Mm-hmm. Always. Guero, on the other hand, he was, his life was, he lived in somebody's garage, I'm assuming converted, and he would go spend his days collecting cans out of garbage, out of trash cans, collecting the aluminum cans.
Yep.
Then he'd go down and he would recycle them, and he would immediately take that money and buy lottery tickets.
Yeah, and oh baby, did he have so when even if he lost, he kept it.
He kept them.
He has stacks and stacks and stacks of them.
And you'd look, and when he would scratch it, because they're all scratchers.
Yeah,
and he bought them all from the same 7-Eleven up in Escondido. Mm-hmm. He would scratch, and it was just this little circle. Me, I get it. I want the quarter, right?
I think he's superstitious. like a baseball player. He does a million things first. But I think the way he scratches, and I think people who like scratch tickets, have a thing. I do it this way. But he scratched them all in the same pattern, which was key to this case.
Yes. Oh, super key to this case, and we're gonna find out why.
Okay. Yeah. Go.
So what happened is that in Lyncho was divorced from his wife up here. And in around February 2018, he was looking for a place to stay, and so he's staying with his good buddy Guero, and they're staying. And then one night they decide, hey, let's go down and get some lottery tickets. And Lyncho, I think it was the second time in his life that he'd ever purchased a lottery ticket. And it was kind of wild because they went big guns. They went with the $15 one.
Ooh, baby! So
they go down to the 7-Eleven. They grab the tickets. They walk back to the house, and then the house or the garage where they were renting. There was, the people living in the house. They're all sitting around talking, and they're just scratching. Lyncho's doing his normal scratch, the big scratch.
He scratches all of it, right? He just goes
go at 4.
He doesn't care. He's done it once before, whatever.
And so they're looking, and they keep seeing, and they see this. He sees this life, capital letters, life. And he's sitting there, and because he doesn't do it, he doesn't know what's going on, but he thinks, I think that there's something here.
Right.
He doesn't recognize, but after later, in thinking about it, he'd look over, and Guero knew.
Right.
Guero immediately knew.
He's been scratching tickets every day for years and years.
If we do our chair back, the attorney, the chair back, what is the person thinking back here?
Uh-huh.
I did this all the time. I was just thinking, I bet he was so mad. Here's a dude who has dedicated his life to getting the money to go buy these tickets and just stack and stack and stack of them.
Well, he has so much hope in it.
He
had so much hope, right? Keeping them, that has to be some type of hopefulness. And he's probably wicked jealous.
Wicked jealous. Yep. Absolutely. And this is what we were talking about. Jealousy, envy, betrayal.
Yeah.
So I think that Guero knows what's going on.
Yep.
So they go back to the 7-Eleven that night.
Yeah.
Now remember, Lencho doesn't speak English. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what sort of conversation is going on between the clerk and Guero.
I wonder what the clerk's face was like.
Probably like, oh my goodness,
baby. Yeah,
you hit big. Because we forgot to say, the life meant $3 million. Woo!
$3 million. That's crazy.
That's crazy. And so how it pays is, if you take the annuity, you've got $10,000 a month for 25 years.
And they're old, right?
They're old.
Yeah.
They're old.
Yeah.
They're old. That would service them, their families, all of it.
Yep.
And this is what Guero has been doing for the whole time. This is what he's wanting.
Yeah.
But it's Lencho's ticket.
Right.
So that woman, what Lencho could understand was that she basically says, hey, I can't deal with this right here.
Yeah, right.
So what do? They walk back to the garage. Mm-hmm. Then the next day they get up and they're like, well, let's go back and talk to her. And on their way, they're walking. They're walking, the two of them, the two best friends from so long ago.
Yeah.
And Lencho says, he says, I knew this was my friend, but some suspicion because Guero says, hey, I go there all the time. They don't know you. They know me. They're going to charge you.
Yeah.
But they're not going to charge me.
Oh, funny.
So,
Guero had all night to come up with his plan.
Oh, yeah.
Right? When the 7-Eleven couldn't do something about it right away, he was like, okay, I know what I'm looking at. Like, how am I going to do this?
Well, I wonder if he had his whole life to come up with this plan.
Well, he probably was.
You're absolutely right.
But, like in this case with Lencho.
So they walk in. And of course, they think, I didn't know this, but apparently you have to show your ID, something like that. But Lencho has his ticket, and Lencho's going to take his wallet out and show the ID. And whoosh, as they open the door, Guero comes in, grabs the ticket, shows the ID. And then something happens. Lencho doesn't know. But again, the woman can't do anything. It's not like $5, $10, $20 that she can just exchange right there.
Right.
It's $3 million. They have, that there's like an investigator with the lottery.
Oh yeah, because the lottery has its whole own world. It's like
its own sort of thing.
Yeah.
So they start to walk back.
Yep.
At this time, Lencho is about ready to go back to Mexico for a little bit of time because he's got to go. He's got a surgery that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And so he says, "Okay, good buddy, can you take care of this? Can you look into it?" Because
so at what point is Lencho like, "All right, man. So how much is it?"
So getting there. Pretty soon. So Guero says he's going to take care of it. Months later, Lencho comes back and he's like, hey, whatever happened to that? Were we winners? I mean, it looked like we were winners. Were we winners? And Guero says, oh, no, I called. Nothing in the ticket.
Up.
Nothing.
I don't remember this part. He wasn't even like, yeah, you won 10 grand. Like, give him something. And that would have he would have gone away.
It would have. He never would have gotten to me.
That's right.
Ever would have gotten to me.
Yeah.
But I think a few weeks go by, Lencho's like, hey, whatever. I didn't expect anything of it. I wasn't sure. I've never done this. I'm going to continue doing my life.
Yeah.
And then another friend of him comes up and says, yay, Lencho, your buddy Guero hit big. Oh, I think steam. If I could see that, just steam coming out of his ears, which I don't blame him.
Right.
So fast forward, it was in February 2018. It was about December of 19 that he gets to me. Right, December of 2019.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if you remember this, but not long after that, kind of a big thing happened called COVID. But anyways, right before, I meet with him, and, one of the things as an attorney is wouldn't necessarily I'm a human lie detector. Certainly not there.
You're good at reading people, though.
But you can read people.
Yeah.
And especially, he wasn't hiding anything. He had no game to play. He was just there. He was just like, hey, I think I was wronged. I think that there was something there. This doesn't add up. There was just something in him that it pushed him. And you're right. It's kind of funny. If Guero would have given him 10,000, would have said, hey, we won 20.
Oh my God.
We won 20,000, so here's 10,000.
Yeah.
Boom. But he didn't. That comes to the greed part of our story.
Right.
So anyways,
Has it all.
He gets to me.
Yep.
And so, I start looking in this and I think, man, this is fascinating.
Right.
So we file a lawsuit. It's right at COVID, so it kind of slows down a little bit. But we actually have somebody personally serve Guero. And we know it is because it was somebody who who knew Guero. It served him with papers. Here you go. Apparently, once Lencho found out about that there was money, they had some words, enough to where it was a conversation that kept with them because Guero, for 10 years, had lived in this garage. He moved out.
Oh,
he
good
moves
for
out.
him.
Once Lencho knows,
he
knows what's going on. Guy moves out, but we actually serve him. Doesn't answer. Why doesn't he answer?
What does it mean that, like, when you serve them, like for those of us in the back?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know,
so
they're basically like, hey.
We have these claims. Yeah. For theft, for conversion is what it's called. And then we wanted...
He gets served legal papers that say,
he gets served legal papers that essentially, hey, these are legal papers, here you go.
Yeah.
And then once that happens, and it's personal service in California, you have 30 days to file an answer to the complaint. It's just something you file, the court says, hey, I'm here, and I want to defend it. Well, this guy doesn't do it. And part of it is Guero had chosen the annuity. So he's getting $10,000 a month, every month for 25 years.
Yep.
Right now they withhold $2,400.
Yeah, they get.
But either way, that's good money.
Yeah,
that's good.
And it's been like 20 months of him getting the $10,000.
20 months of him getting those.
That's a lot of math for me, but it's a lot of money.
So he's getting all of this stuff. Mm-hmm. By the time he's served, it's almost 2.5 years, and he's still getting it. And so even he gets served, hey, nothing happens. So I just continue on. We went through the whole process. We had to file a default. Then we had to go into the court and like prove. And so here's the thing. How do you prove something when you don't have the other party there to ask questions with? Mm-hmm. And so, but what was cool is, the power of the subpoena. So I subpoenaed the California lottery. Mm-hmm. I got a bunch of documents from lottery. I got a picture of the ticket, an actual ticket.
Yep.
How it was scratched all over.
Yeah.
Not little not little scratches.
Yeah.
And then we got all of the documents. We got a recording, and within the recording there were contradictions.
What do you mean, like a recording, like voice or like a written thing?
So you have this investigator, and from the lottery, and what their jobs do is go and investigate it. Is there anything overtly suspicious? The investigator isn't adjudicating it. They're not saying, I, by the hand of God, say you are the winner. He's just basically saying, was there anyone else with you? Because I think, you think about it, let's say you have an office. Hey, we're all going to get together and we're going to...
right. Everyone's going to give a couple bucks.
And then, everyone gives a couple bucks, and the guy who bought it until they win, and all of a sudden he says, hey, I'm the one who bought it. This is mine.
Right.
So that's some of what this investigator does. It just, is there anything overtly funny? Well... Poor Lencho, he can't stand up for himself. He's in Mexico.
Right.
And this
he
ticket...
doesn't speak English.
He doesn't speak English. And
What's crazy is he doesn't speak English, and he still goes through this whole case. And he wins.
And not only that, it was like 5 years. We just fairly recent. So it was 2018 when this happened.
Yeah.
January 2020 when I filed the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And here we are, just barely getting through it all.
Right.
So we get through it. We got to go to the court and present all of the evidence. And even, the process that we went, legally you don't have to, but I wanted to make sure. Because the funny thing is, I'm dealing with the lottery, and very lovely people, by the way. I mean, just everyone over there, they were just wonderful. They were just very, they were very professional and very good to deal with.
Well, that's good to know.
Finally, I'm just working this guy. Hey, what do you need? What do you need? Because apparently, for those legal folks out there, the lottery does not have to follow a court order unless the court order follows the lottery code. Now, for us, it's kind of like the tail chasing the dog, right? I mean, it's backwards. But California Supreme Court law that backs this up. So the lottery, they come in chest puffed, arms out. They say, if you want to change payments, it has to follow what we say. So I'm talking with them, and then
but what does that mean, though? Like, it has to follow what... So they're saying different things?
There's a code section. There's actually like a code section, the Lottery Act.
The lottery's...
Because, the lottery is a part of... It's a government agency. And so there's actual code sections that deal with the lottery about... If you're going to change, you think about it normally, let's say you win and you want to give some or all of your money to your kids... fiance, wife, whatever it may be. There's a way in which you can assign the payments. Okay. And so there's a whole process. So finally I talked to the guy from the lottery, and he says, look, we're having troubles believing this. Why on earth would anybody win this and then not show up to defend?
Oh.
And
so why didn't
Guero?
Yeah.
So they were thinking I was trying to pull a fast one on him.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're looking for the angle, right?
Well, and I think it was good. But so here's the funny thing is, I had thought, hey, I want to put all of the evidence together. I don't need to, but I mean, it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. If you do say so yourself.
For those, it was, and I will. It's all public record. You can search the San Diego Superior Court. I'll give you the case number in there. You can have a look.
Yeah.
Anyways. I sent everything to the lottery. Very transparent.
Yep.
You need anything else? I get it. You want something
so
else?
what happens?
So then he finally says, okay.
The guy at the lottery.
I get it. Now it's starting to see this is a story of betrayal. This is a story of greed. This is a story of envy. This is like what Shakespeare. I mean, Shakespeare, I'm sure wishes he knew about this lottery story, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I'm sure he could write something much better.
Yep.
And has.
Anyway, Lyncho wins.
So we go to the court, get it all. He wins.
Yep.
Boom. Now all of a sudden, we give everything to the lottery. The lottery stops paying the other guy.
Yeah, Guero.
And now he comes out 2 years later. Oh, I don't. So there's this thing called, it was a default judgment. And so there's a thing called, you can set aside the default, meaning that you can just kind of push it away and then you can try to fight it up. And usually this stuff is, the judges give these away like candy.
Default judgments?
The setting aside, meaning that if he could come in. But the problem is you can't set aside the default. If this is just pure due process. Notice an opportunity to be heard. Notice an opportunity to be heard. He had the notice. He had the opportunity. He chose not to.
Guero.
It was Guero. It was where we sent everything was at an address that he would go to every week. You
said he was served by somebody you knew, so he had a chance.
See, he had a chance, and then all of our paperwork we mailed out.
Right.
And he confirmed himself we mailed it to his address.
Right.
But somehow he gets all of his other mail except what I'm sending him. Right?
Right.
Which the world doesn't work that way. So he had 2 opportunities, 2 motions that they filed, and 2 of them, in the typical scenario, the other side wins. But we won it every time. The judge, that we had this hearing where he had asked to be heard.
Guero asked
to be heard, testifies. So we said, you betcha. And the judge we had was this. He was a former trial attorney. And I knew there was about 2 questions asked, and the judge stepped up and he had a bunch of questions that he had. Because he just basically wanted to know, did you know that this was out there? And Guero...
Did you know what was out there, though?
Did Guero know that this lawsuit was there?
Oh, uh-huh.
And in his own testimony, he said, hey, I got papers that I knew were legal. When I got those papers, I knew it had something to do with the lottery ticket because we had this argument, but I just didn't do anything.
Oh.
So ultimately...
So he confirmed it.
Right. And so what that means, though, is that we won.
Right.
Outright.
So then what happened, though? So then you win. It takes... But from the time it started... When you met Lyncho until the time Lyncho gets $1 of this, how long did that take? So
I met him February 2019.
Yeah.
And then he started receiving payments in August of 24.
And that's how many is that?
It's a lot of time.
6 years-ish?
It's a lot of time.
And so, but Guero got money for 4 of those years?
Oh, that's it. Hey, this is the thing is that nobody's a loser in this one. Nobody is a loser in this one, okay?
Good point,
Because so this guy got, gross $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
It was like he had 72 months of payments.
Yeah.
So that's $720,000. Okay, as I never was good at math until I became an attorney, right?
Yeah.
And then, but this is the simple math, right?
Yeah.
72 months times 10,000. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Can you imagine out there somebody just giving you...
Yeah.
And then, the net was about $550,000, but still, that's good money.
Right.
In realistic, we have a judgment against that.
Right.
But, is it collectible?
Right. So, it's not collectible. So in the end, he's going to keep all of that. Guero's going to keep the $720, and now the rest is going to go to Lyncho.
So you get monthly payments. The lottery has now been, it's been assigned to him.
Yeah.
And all of this is through court action.
Yep.
All of this was determined by the court.
Yep.
Each side, even though he didn't initially respond, everybody had their opportunity to be heard.
Right.
And this was the court's decision
on
how to deal with this.
Well, I think what's interesting is that a lot of people will watch cases on TV or they just think oh, I got hurt, I'm going to get money tomorrow. But I think what's so interesting is how long these things take.
Oh,
it's 6 years and money's still going out the door on this side, and you're still just the system is so slow.
So with it, on a criminal side, they treat it differently because that's constitutional. But from a civil side, essentially what it is all...
Wait. So the civil side isn't constitutional? What do you mean by that? I don't get that.
But no, constitutionally, you have to do it quickly. Criminally,
I understand.
they have to do. Right? Now, whether it goes quickly or not, that's a whole other story.
Right.
But on the civil side, basically what the courts are saying, what the law is saying is that you have a grievance, the redress, the way to fix it is through money, because that's or you give something back. And that one, it's just you account for it.
Right.
If it takes 1 year, then you have 1 year to account for it, and then it all goes forward.
Yep.
If it's 5 years, and you say, okay, here's the 5 years owed, and it goes forward.
So what is Lyncho doing now? What's his pursuit of happiness, or like what's up with him?
I think his pursuit of happiness is, he's a very, very simple dude.
Yep.
Very nice guy. He just wants to live his life.
Yep.
He's got kind of these payments coming in, and the biggest thing I think from what I saw, is this was a good friend of his.
Yeah.
And they went back decades.
Yeah.
And this was a guy who he could trust.
Yeah.
And they had their back, and they could,
money, man.
They had their social, and then the money came in and the envy came in. Somehow the non-winner said, "Hey, you Lyncho, you don't deserve it." And so I'm going to take it from you. And so I think that hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But more than anything, he's just content.
Yep.
That there was this wrong and it's righted.
And right. Like he got justice.
He got justice.
Because that's the most infuriating thing when you feel like there's nothing you can do. Like this guy's got all the money, but that was mine. What are you going to do?
Yeah. And so, the big thing for me and for some of these things is it's just a matter, I was just very happy that he had the patience with us.
Right.
Because it's just kind of like, hey, this is just a long process,
right.
but I'm going to be there.
Right.
And just baby steps.
Because lottery law is a little different than what you normally do.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
they have their own.
They have their own their act. The Lottery Act.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Oh, it is
Who
crazy.
Knew?
I do now, but I didn't beforehand.
Right.
But so, the whole thing is just about, you have to stay with it, and you just slowly have to go. Oftentimes he would call, and the funny thing, he would call and he'd ask a question. He felt bad. He says, "I feel bad about asking this question." I said, "Look, I know you have the question, and I know you're up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, thinking, Is that skinny guy doing anything for me? Why is this not going?"
Right.
And I could answer the questions, and I could take the time with him, and I could put him at ease and say, "Hey, it's just going to take some time." And 5 years of fighting, but at least in the end, justice prevailed.
That's right. So. And Lyncho has a good life.
He's got a good life. So he's ready to just, and the simple thing is all he wants to do is just take care of his kids and his grandkids.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
such
what's
a
cool.
nice guy.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So in 16 years of doing this, and of all these kind of wild cases that I've handled, this is the case that people are most interested in. So thank you for listening again on Unseen Impact. I want to thank my wonderful and beautiful co-host, my wife, Carrie. And to remind you, if you like this and you like anything else like it, you can follow us you can listen to it on any of the podcast platforms. You can watch us on our YouTube channel. I invite you, subscribe, follow, see what we're doing, and we'll see you next time. I'm Rory Pendergast from Rory Law. Thank you.